So an interesting thing about that, I told them, some children whom you really remind me of seem to notice the incongruence before I did. Being bullied and repeatedly called the F slur at school was a pretty strong indicator I was different. But I wasn't the one freaking out about my pretty necklace, which I ran up borrowed from my mom. I think even the most conservatives recognize that this sort of treatment is far from acceptable, but there are plenty who don't share that view. Increasingly radicalized reactionary movement claims to an essentialist view and promotes fundamentalist bigotry. HB24.
Thank you for let's take a good list. In terms of this opportunity to advocate for I'm calling the PTA's director of legislative engagement and
So what's the problem?
I just want to see your credentials.
Why
if
is
you're
that?
Not media. Well, why do you have credentials? Just
I'm
to
an
keep
owner of a
on-
media company, sir. I don't owe you a credential check. And if you try to pull me out of there after what you did to Christina Goki, you're going to be held accountable.
I have no
I'm
idea
going.
who Christina
Okay,
Goki
well, you should look into it because the last sergeant at arms violated somebody's speech and suppressed their speech during a testimony. I am here to cover this. I am a credentialed member of the press as an owner of a media company, and I promise you, if you want to press this, it's not going to be good. I got to go back in there. I don't want to have a conversation. I need to cover this.
I want to have a conversation
Okay.
and just ask you.
That's fine. I'll give you a minute.
If you have credentials, I would imagine it's not just something that you just don't show there for purpose. Are they not?
There's no rule that says I have to show you my credentials to report on something in there, and I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to report, and you are not going to stifle my right to freedom of the press.
I have no idea.
Okay.
No intention of
Well, then I'm going to go back in. Thank you.
suicide. This bill will help create an inclusive environment for acceptance of lowering happiness. For the record, PTA explicitly seeks and supports legislation that specifically recognizes LGBTQ+ as a protected group and addresses discrimination based upon sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. You should check out National PTA's 2023 resolution on the protection of and support for LGBTQ+ individuals. Again, PTA supports House Bill 24-1039, and I very much appreciate this opportunity to advocate for the wellness and safety of our children and youth today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does the committee have any questions for our panelists today? I want to thank you very much for coming down and joining us today. Thank you. We're going to take a quick recess.
I'd like to see your press credentials. I'll take this with you, please. Thank you.
That's fine. I'm in the middle of working on a story, okay, based off of the suppression of speech in the House chamber of Christina Goki. I am not going to show you my press credentials or anybody here that was involved in the report I'm working on, which is the Sergeant at Arms and the House Majority Leaders. I am a credentialed member of the press through being an owner of a media company. If you want to press this, I promise I can prove it, but you don't want to do this.
I do want to press it, but I'd like to see the credentials.
I'm not going to pull out my credentials and show you, and if you try to suppress freedom of the press and me covering this event after what you did to Christina Goki and on Eli Bazan's order, I promise you, you will regret.
Can I say I don't know her from afar, so
Okay.
I did not do
Well, I heard Eli Bazan poke his head in here and almost cause a disturbance and sent him after me when I was in there minding my own business covering it. Did that not happen, sir?
See, I don't know what you're talking about.
The man
You're
that
standing
told
over
you
there.
that I was a preacher, so you came in there and targeted me. I heard the whole thing. It's on film. And if you try to target me again as a preacher and as a member of the press,
concerned about that.
you should be.
Concerned about what
I'm
you're
here
dealing with right
not
here
minding
now.
my own business, covering this event. You have no right to pull me out of there.
We have house rules, and the
But
chair
what
has
rule did
the
I break?
ability to say,
Could you
And I'm
tell
the
me?
chair.
Okay, so what rule did I break?
Cameras are not allowed unless they're with the press, and unless you.
I am with the press, but
Okay,
I don't owe you.
You need to listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, that's
then,
fine.
Okay? cameras are not allowed unless they are with the press, and you refuse to show me your credentials, so I will refuse to let you have cameras in here.
So all of these other people in here that are filming, are you going to tell them that too? Because that's not going to fly with me. Everybody else in there is filming, and you cannot stop me from filming just because you're trying to suppress a conservative journalist.
You are saying
and you're a
that-
Democrat. You're not going to do that. Okay?
That has nothing to do with
Okay, it
anything.
does. That's what happened last time when they shut off the mic on Christina Goki.
I wasn't in that
Okay,
room.
but it's happening with you now. It's happened then, now it's happening in here now with me. And if this continues to happen, the representatives are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Are we?
Yeah,
For
because
following
this
the
is
rules?
this
That's
is
amazing.
no, this is literally going against people's constitutional rights. Okay? You cannot turn off a mic on somebody because they refer to a man by their biological sex. You can't pull a journalist out because somebody said, "Oh, that's a preacher," and they're conservative. And then everything was fine up until he's told him that, and then he wants to pull me out and check my credentials. Not going to happen. And if you want to escort me out of here, you're going to, but I promise you, you will all be held accountable if you try that. So go ahead. I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to report.
We'll deal with that if the time comes.
That's
So
fine.
At this point, if you're being asked to leave, then you'll have to leave, or you'll consider.
Am I being asked to leave? Because if I'm
Well,
being
I'm
asked to leave
waiting.
under
I'm just
threat of
saying-
arrest,
I
I
am
will.
the chair of the committee, and I'm asking you to leave.
Are you going to arrest me if I don't leave?
I don't have the power to arrest you.
Okay,
No.
well then I'm not leaving. I will leave under the threat of arrest, and then I will leave.
Then we can get the state patrol. Yeah.
No, I'll leave, but
Oh, no,
only
no.
if you're threatening to arrest me.
No,
I am a member of the press, and
I'm
you
sure
cannot
are, and but if you
suppress
don't
my
have
right to.
credentials, I could also
I don't
say-
have to have
I could
credentials to
also
show
say
you.
I'm
What
a-
about all
I'm a
these other
minister
people
and I'm
filming?
They're sitting
Do
in
they
their
have
chairs and
credentials?
they're not sitting up there showing them an
Okay, so can I go sit in a chair and film?
Nope, not now.
Oh, okay. So
can't.
there's a double standard, I guess,
No.
in the House. So this isn't the people's house. This is the Democrats' house.
Not your.
Yeah, I can tell.
Bye. It's a free country. You can leave.
Okay, sir, could you please get the House Majority Leader? I need to report this. This cannot.
Right now,
you're about to
we're-
make a big mistake. I've been minding my own business, out doing everything you guys ask, and then you come and target me. That can't
I
happen.
don't know where you've been at all day.
It doesn't
I
really
haven't
matter.
noticed you.
Okay, well, you just
People that stand, we don't like people standing in the aisle.
okay, but nobody had. That wasn't an issue of standing in the aisle. It was an issue of me filming. She just said that. She even said I couldn't sit and film. So you can't do this. Oh, hey, sorry. Could I speak with you for a second?
Yeah.
They just pulled me out as a member of the press because Eli was on the. I am not going to show them my credentials.
Let's step out here.
Okay.
Let's step out. We're making.
This is a matter of principle now.
No.
I'm
saying is
I-
they don't have a problem with you being in there as long as you're press, but they don't know you're press.
Okay, I am the owner of a media company. You want me to show you my channel? I'm not going to pull out my credentials so I can get one of these people or somebody to put a report on some. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself at risk. There's people following me
Let me
around
talk
this
to the
place.
chair. I'll get back to you.
Yep. I'll leave before I do that. I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with this. I really
you're
am.
fine.
I feel bad.
You're
you know?
fine. No.
I have to stand up for my rights, you know?
We just want to make sure that we understand the whole story. Because
Yeah.
if somebody says you're yelling, then you said you weren't yelling. We just want to make sure that you.
Absolutely. That isn't even a part of the decorum to show credentials. So what they're doing is targeting me
Yeah.
and making these extra rules for me because they don't like me as a conservative journalist. And that's bias in the people's house.
So, yeah.
I can't stand for that, sir.
Yeah. So right now he said basically they have no issue with you being in there.
Yeah, I know. At this point, I'm doing a report on these Democrat leaders. I don't want them to see my credentials. They want to see them. I'm not going to show them. So the chair. That's why between me
Is
and you.
the gentleman who accused you is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay.
And so is his wife. And they're laughing because I got kicked out and I was just minding my own business, and this isn't fair. This time that I've been out here being prevented from reporting on a story is a violation of my rights in itself. So I just ask you to please hurry this up so I could get in there.
Yeah, we just want to make sure everything's cleared up.
I understand.
You are permitted to go back in there. The chair said she might have handled it a little bit not the way it should have been.
Thank you. I appreciate
So,
it. I didn't say a word. They caused
Yeah.
the disturbance. I literally, I can show you. I hadn't said one word. I was tiptoeing
Okay.
around to try
she
to
said
not make
wherever
noise.
you were standing was fine.
I just don't know why they want to cause interruptions like that during the testimony multiple times over conservatives trying to just do.
I know a lot of these meetings can get contentious when motions can get out of hand.
Right.
So just
I
do
appreciate
your
thank
press
you.
thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And
And
just know,
just don't-
I am here to support I'm just here to cover it.
Okay.
I'm not here to hate on anybody. I'm not
Right.
here to cause a disturbance. I will leave if you tell me you're going to rent. I won't even say I'm not leaving. I will leave. I am a friend of law enforcement.
The,
just
the
want to let you
protocol
know.
and decorum that takes place in there is up to the chair.
Okay.
If she requests that we ask you out, then we have to do it.
I understand, and I just want to thank you guys for handling this so professionally. You did a great A+ job, so thank you.
No hard feelings.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks. No hard feelings.
This law creates a path to conceal this information from parents. However, it's parents like myself that are left to care, or worse, bury their children after your poorly constructed laws have failed them. There is no doubt that puberty is confusing and uncomfortable, but that does not give justification to allow a child to permanently harm their body. The NPTA standards for family and community engagement state it is a requirement for parents to be a consistent figure in their lives, or the children will never succeed.